All realities exist inside of us right now, and we just energetically align to that. And that is done through feeling. You're feeling that you have it already. I used to tell myself so many times, I'm not free. I feel limited. I hate that I can't travel. I don't like that I'm not able to do things that I want to do. And then my ego mind was like, well, let's fix that. Let's go out and try to, get different jobs and try to make more money and find the thing to invest in. And I just created more of a thing to try to fix over and over again. It was highlighting the problem itself. It wasn't dealing with the core root of the thing, which is the truth, which is you are free right now. Today, I want to offer you what I have found to be one of the most important and powerful ways to really follow your path. And to make it a little bit dramatic, but it's also very true. It's something that's going to help heal our planet and help us to really jump onto that track of evolution that we're meant to go on. This is such a big time right now. And so many people, including myself, because we're all just little microcosms of the whole, of the macro, are feeling disconnected and feeling numb and looping and repeating the same thoughts and emotions day after day. And I have spent so many years of my life on that track. And I make this video today from a place very, very deep within my heart that says a new choice is about to be made. I want you to invite in this possibility of a very powerful new choice to be made, of you getting very good at feeling what's going on inside of you every single day, being so present with it, being so in tune with it, right? Because if we're not feeling the pain and the trauma and the things that we're so avoidant of, right? Like you are avoidant of that confrontation with somebody at work, or speaking your truth to somebody that you're in relationship with. Whatever that is, tune in to that feeling and know that that energy that you're not willing to feel and go through is suppressing the rest of your life. And it is keeping you as a shell, as a fraction of who you really are. And that feeling, which is tied to a reality, is going to keep looping itself over and over again until the choice is made to look at it through the eyes of love. You cannot escape that until you feel it. And it's not you as the ego feeling it, it's you as the loving space of awareness, witnessing that egoic separate part of you that has a story tied to that emotion of I'm going to die, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm going to be rejected, I'm going to be discarded. Whatever that story is, your ego has that, not the real you. The real you is going to hold space for that. Because again, there is no other way to get out of the mental prison than feeling. Because the thoughts and feelings, as above, so below, are so intertwined, and we're living in such a matrix of patterned vibration day after day. And we're like, how do I get out of this? You got to learn how to feel, right? And I know it's hard to do that. It's challenging to do that when you've had so many years, even a lifetime of not doing that. You cannot feel the subtle energies of spirit, of life, of your soul guiding you unless you start to decide that you are getting very good at this process. You're becoming very good at feeling. It's your humanity. And we are losing our humanity every day that we stay numb and disconnected. And you're not alone. Everybody else is doing that too. We're going to have technology that offers us more opportunity to numb in both media and in the pharmaceutical side of things, right? Oh, you're a victim. Oh, you shouldn't have to feel that pain. Here's a pill to keep you as a victim, to keep you numbed out and suppressed. You will never get to experience this life as the light of your infinite creative spirit, if you're taking medication to numb that out, if you're distracting yourself, and I'm speaking in full solidarity, I feel like I have spun my tires for so many years. There's a part of me that's like I can tune into the timeline. It's like, hey, you could be in a completely different place. Obviously, this was my process, but I'm really coming to this right now of like my unwillingness to confront the places that I was numbing held me in place for many years, where I would take little steps of progress, and I would have my little micro evolutions, but that those huge leaps forward only come with your when you're so honest with yourself and you're willing to feel all the shit that your ego's been holding on to, right? And then here's the thing, when you can feel into that, now you can feel in and invite in new realities, right? You are a creator of your experience. The way that you feel about yourself, about life in your day to day is creating the mirror back from three-dimensional reality. This is a video game. Do not hold that as a concept. Really know this. This is what we find ourselves in this game of life. We are looping in traumas and in limitation and in fears all day long. Scarcity, survival, separation. Not realizing that we truly are one with the Creator. This moment is all that there ever is, and you've heard it a million times, but what if you actually let it land this time? What you bring forth in your awareness right now is all you will ever experience. That's either happening consciously or unconsciously. If I can't feel freedom right now, despite whatever is going on out there, despite whatever my bank account says, whatever my circumstance says, I will always be trapped. Therefore, I have to take it upon myself to decide that I am going to be a master of my own mind and my imagination, and I'm going to learn how to feel anything that I desire as though it's right here because I actually know that it is. And this is what the Bible tried to tell us in so many different ways in lots of other ancient texts, right? Every religion has ancient wisdom that points back to the same thing, and that is that the kingdom of heaven is within you. You and the Father are one. You and creation are one. Creation is finished. The blessings have all been poured out. It's all here. And we are the receivers of consciousness. We are consciousness itself. Our brain, I should say, is the receiver, but we've identified as the brain and as this body and as this identity, as the physical being. And we have to shed that because we're being invited up to a whole new floor. It's not some little step that you take. Like, this is a big evolutionary leap that we're all being invited up into. And a lot of people are so scared of that they choose the comfort, the convenience, and the addiction to what was, even though they hate it. That's what they're familiar with. Their patterns are all centered around that. To free yourself, you have got to feel the pain of the lost years. You've got to feel the pain of the shame around what your life has become. And you have to realize that everything that around you has been created from a lack of awareness. It's been created from limitation and fear and mistruths, misqualified truths of what you thought reality was, the model that you took on from something outside of you, whether it was your parents, a minister, teacher, society at large. Something put that in there for you. You didn't decide it. What if you got so good at feeling? What if you said, I'm going to teach myself emotionally, just as Joe Dispenza talks about all the time, where there are constant miracles in his workshops. This is how it's done. And there's brain scans that are showing us that this is a real thing, right? The skeptical part of you is an immune response to an old belief system that wants to keep you where you've been because that's survival. But at some point, you're going to have to transcend that because if you don't, you're going to have this the rest of the time. Maybe you'll make little strides forward, but ultimately you'll never connect with who you are and you'll never get to that desired place that your heart wants to bring you to, that your soul wants to bring you to. So for me, one of my biggest lessons, as I've said on here before, was lack and limitation. And in a deep part of me, I know that I'm an infinite creator, but yet here I am feeling stuck. Like I can't travel the world in the way that I've always wanted to. I'm not able to say yes to the things that I'm a yes to because I don't have enough money or I don't have the time or whatever it is. I had to get real with myself and say, hey, Sean, you keep doing that, you're going to have that the rest of the way. And my soul comes in and it's like, fuck that. You're a limitless creator and you're here to experience that. Let's go. We're going to get so good at this. We are going to feel the freedom right now, despite whatever the bank account says. We are already within the mind traveling the world. I'm already feeling myself in Australia, in Japan, in New Zealand, in Hawaii, at Easter Island, like Ireland, where all my ancestral roots are. I'm already there in my mind. It's already occurring. I'm no longer holding myself back from that ever again because I love myself enough to never hold myself in that prison again. That was an addiction. That was like smoking cigarettes every day for the last 25 years. I couldn't stop. I would have my desire and it would feel good for like 5 minutes. And then my next day, I'd be back to the familiar lack and limitation. I don't have this. I need to find a way to get this. No, you have to rest in the knowingness of everything is already in you. Your desire is already complete and you're drawing it to you instead of unconsciously creating more separation and lack, more of I don't have this. Enough. Stop it. Talking to myself as well. A powerful decision has to be made from love. I will no longer let myself be wrapped in that lack and limitation and that density every day. Done. No longer deciding that ever again. Love is my compass. Truth, expansiveness, joy, excitement, capability, believing in myself, knowing that God has given me the kingdom, that I can do whatever I want with, that God force substance inside of you, that electricity can be used for anything. It can be used for lack just as much as it can be used to create. Either way, it's a creation. But if you're creating from fear, guess what? Life is very predictable. You're just going to get more of that fear. You're going to get more of that limitation. You're going to get more of what you don't want. You're never going to know who you are beyond that fear. At some point, for me, curiosity was like, what would it be like if I was a limitless creator? And I actually dedicated myself to that. And I actually built the skill of learning to feel that reality already right now. And I sat down every morning and I said, this is what I'm doing in the same way that I had to do with guitar, in the same way that I had to do with any other skill that I got really good at. I had to make a choice of, hey, you're going to suck at first, but you're going to get very good at this. You are already a master at this that just forgot. And this process helps me awaken and remember. This is the Aquarian age, my friends. I'm going so hard on this in all of my upcoming videos. I have in videos before this. But you need to know the era that you're living in, the power that is within you, how to work with these energies, right? So you don't sink deeper into separation and fear and lack. Because I will promise you, the psychological manipulation of division and lack is getting hit so hard, and it's being spearheaded into the collective right now by those who have been in control of everything, or have been in control of the illusion, I should say. But the Aquarian age, the light of truth is coming in, and it's just whoosh, washing all of that away like a fucking sandcastle. And if you're trying to hold on to what's been, and you're trying to maintain that illusion, you're going to get worked. And if you're resisting that, that resistance is going to amplify. So you finally have the chance to get to a point where you release it and you have trust and you know. Faith is being able to stay in that creator mode as the outer world catches up, because that's not real. What's in here is always been what's real. You are an eternal creator. We are all going to wake up and realize this. And it's not just a concept that you keep getting a quick dopamine spike from videos on. Practice it, make it real, master it. If you do this, even in just a couple of months, to put a linear time frame on it, which you don't even need to do because we're collapsing all time. We're transcending time. We are no longer Captain Hook running from the clock that is the alligator, eating time, eating at everything in the physical world. We're transcending that. The stress about that. No, we're just anchoring ourselves in the moment and being in creator mode. Only you can do this. You have to take it upon yourself. You have to decide. And I'm here to help you support that decision. And I am doing it as well so that I make sure that I'm embodying everything that I'm talking about so that when I work with people, I come from that place. And I'm not just doing this bullshit and not practicing it. And I will admit, I have done that in the past many times. Although I've always been very good at having my channel open with people. So that's when cool things can pour through. That's always been there. So I don't want to take that away. But to add on to that, the embodiment of like, I'm living this fully, and I'm not just channeling it in the moment with a person to help them. I'm doing this for myself. So the energy of that permeates and comes in to add on to the experience to support other people. Because I choose a planet where people are doing this and the outer world is reflecting that. Our authentic nature, our uniqueness. People are living a life that they are joyful about. They know who they are. They're creating stuff that lights them up. We're talking to each other again when we walk down the street and we walk by each other. We're smiling at one another. We're having inspired, awesome, connected, deeper conversations. Surface level shit is just gone. We're here and we're present and we know who we are. That is the intention of follow your path. Sending you all so much love. I know it takes courage to do this. That is not lost to me. And that's why I support people. That's why I create retreat experiences. That's why I facilitate psychedelic experiences to help you feel and heal and deal with all of this stuff. That's why I'm on the planet. I came here for this shift. And you're here to participate in the shift too. But you've got to move beyond where you've been. If you're feeling the call, sign up to work together. It's as simple as that. That is an act of believing in yourself. That is an act of I'm not staying in the old reality. Simple as that. This is a level up time. And there's some urgency here as well because things are accelerating a lot right now. I love you all. As always, peace within is peace without.